We are in the lesson Earth, Sun and Moon. In this video, we are going to see about eclipses. We all know Earth, Sun and Moon, they are called celestial bodies. What is meant by eclipse? Eclipse in a simple word, we call it as, why we call eclipse, that is nothing but the total or partial obscuring of one celestial body by another. That means it is just it opaque, that it will block the light of one celestial body that is passing through another celestial body. When it blocks the light of one celestial body passing through another celestial body, that's called eclipse. The celestial body might be Earth, sometimes might be Moon, right? So it depends upon that. The eclipse are differentiated into two eclipses. What are they? Solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. So that we are going to see in this lesson. And okay. Here on lunar eclipse, what we have two types of eclipse. I told you, that is lunar eclipse, and another one is solar eclipse. In lunar eclipse, the blocking of the moon by Earth's shadow. So which comes in between sun and moon? Earth comes in between sun and moon, and Earth's shadow blocks moon, right? And solar eclipse is nothing but the obstruction of the sun by the moon, right? Obstruction of the sun, the light which is passing through the earth will be obstructed by the moon. So which comes in between here in the solar eclipse? Moon comes in between. So when the moon passes between sun and the earth, the lunar shadow is seen as a solar eclipse on earth. In lunar eclipse, when the moon moves into the earth's shadow, so earth produce a shadow on the moon. So you can see during lunar eclipse, we can easily see the shadow of the moon on earth, right? So that's the lunar eclipse. And we have two parts of shadows on earth. What are they? One where the earth stops the sun in the region of umbra region. They have two shadows in umbra region and penumbra region. So there are two regions where the earth's shadow falls. Partial lunar eclipse, you can see a small part of moon, and during a full lunar eclipse, you can't see any moon. So you can't see the moon at all. So here you can see how the earth comes in between. Here you can see even earth revolves around the sun, and also moon revolves around the earth, right? So when the moon revolving around the earth, what happens? All three celestial bodies come in straight line. For example, like moon, earth and sun. So what happens? The sun light falls on the earth, and the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, and thus they fully when it goes around the earth, it fully covers the area of the moon. Totally it covers. That is called the lunar eclipse, when the shadow falls on the moon. On yearly once it happens, this lunar eclipse, yearly once it happens. Now we are going to see about solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when a portion of the earth, you can see a portion of the earth is engulfed in the shadow cast by the moon. Here the moon's shadow falls on earth, and who comes in between? Moon comes in between, and the moon's shadow will be casted on the earth. That's called, when it is casting on the earth, that's called solar eclipse. And cast by the moon, which is fully or partially blocks the sunlight. During solar eclipse, what happens? It becomes night time, like it totally it becomes dark at full complete solar eclipse. It becomes dark. So here you can see the light passing on the moon when all the three celestial bodies again coming in a straight line. The difference is the moon is in between sun and earth, whereas in solar eclipse you can in lunar eclipse you would have seen earth in between, right? So here you can see moon in between, where the shadow of the moon falls on the earth, and thus forms solar eclipse. Here you can see a small video on how solar eclipse occurs. The moon comes in between sun and the earth, and the shadow of the moon falls on the earth, and thus solar eclipse occurs. This is the reason how you can see all the three celestial bodies coming in a straight line. Always an eclipse occurs only when these three celestial bodies coming in a straight line. So we came to an end of this lesson. We finished this lesson. Thank you, children.